I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Finally, The Rock has come back. I hate this idea that you're the best.
And if you're not down with that, we got two words for ya!
I'm the best in the world.
I fight at WrestleMania for the very, very small percentage of people that walk this planet and say I am proud to be, I'm sorry, a professional wrestler.
Oops, I'm breaking the fourth wall.
It's Podcast of the Immortals with your hosts, Matt Bush and Jimmy Bellamy.
And it was already downloaded, and I'm like, oh, this is sweet.
Good to go.
So then I had that, and I had it in my ears for a while, and then I plopped it in the, I guess I shouldn't say plop when I'm talking about the bathroom, but I put it in the bathroom while I was showering and getting ready, and it was great. It was awesome.
Good.
So that was me and Matt talking about fucking a great podcast with Maxzilla51.
Sans Jimmy.
Sans me. I was there in spirit though, and I was giving you. You didn't tell them, but I was feeding you that breaking Josh Freeman news.
Yeah. I should have mentioned that.
But I did feel good when you said that it felt weird, or you're like, we miss you. It's just not the same.
It isn't.
And I thought about you guys the whole time during the pay-per-view. I checked on Twitter the entire time that it was going on. I followed the hashtag, and I just thought, okay, this went how I thought. And I really wanted to see that Rhodes Brothers match.
Yeah.
So I was
It was pretty good. I really liked the match. I forgot to send you that link so you can watch it.
Oh, yeah. I should just YouTube it. I mean, that's okay. I was paranoid about viruses.
I know.
But I'm here now.
You're here now.
So
virus-free. Testing back negative.
Virus-free for the 33rd consecutive year, which is great.
Yeah.
Episode 40.
Episode 40.
We are working on
over the hill.
40. We want to thank Wrestle News for bringing it to you. At Wrestle News on Twitter. WrestleNews.com with a Z. And it's not WrestleNews.com, WITHAZ. It's WrestleNewZ.com.
Newsy.
Yeah. So thank you guys for checking out Podcast of the Immortals. A lot to react to, as there is every week when we talk about Monday Night Raw. But Matt, I think you brought some Wrestle News with you.
I brought the Wrestle News.
Bring it.
I packed it up in my car. Brought it over.
I'm standing up. I'm wearing my sleeveless black shirt, and it says, just bring it to us, Wrestle News. It's on the back, too.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that thing. On the front. And I love, The Rock, when he'd go, he'd open his hand. It wasn't like a, come here. It was...
Yeah. It was like he was, you ever have those, little... squishy balls or the no okay, that's not a rock. The stress balls.
I don't want to incriminate myself.
Yeah. Or those the little wrist things. It looked like he was doing one of those.
Yeah. I had one from The Office that said, "I'm the boss of this family," and it was black. It was from the show The Office.
Yeah.
Dunder Mifflin. It said, "I'm the boss of this family," because I think Michael Scott said that one time.
That sounds about right. But yeah, I do have a couple things to hit on for Wrestle News before we get into Raw. First thing, we had talked about this already, but Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam. You know what I kept thinking about yesterday?
No.
Not to rudely cut you off, is that's backwards for DVR. DVR.
It is.
Because I watched Raw on my DVR.
Did you watch it in reverse so he'd be DVR?
He was Vabran Dam when I watched it.
But he was what?
He was Vabran Dam.
Vabran Dam. All right.
Or Vabdan Ram.
Yeah, there you go.
Or Vabdan Ram. Ram Jam. Ram Jam. Who was a better fictional wrestler? Randy the Ram Robinson or Bonesaw McGraw?
Bonesaw McGraw.
You gotta go Bonesaw.
Oh yeah. What'd you get in the cage?
Bonesaw. There's a sweet Bonesaw t-shirt on barbershopwindow.com where it says Bonesaw and it has the actual Bonesaw gun.
Yeah.
Which is sweet. And it's funny because I think about, there's a gun called a Bonesaw. which makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is not the same as the bone saw that they use in a surgery room or a hospital. Or Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, no,
Rest in peace, Mach. We love you, buddy.
You'll live on.
Which, by the way, to get even more sidetracked, this past episode of The Art of Wrestling with Colt Cabana has Lanny Poffo on it, brother of the late Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
Randy
Who
Poffo.
was the
genius.
The genius.
And Leaping Lanny Poffo. Great episode. I am obsessed with that podcast. This was one of the best ones, and I could name you 20 of them of the almost, I think, 170 now, or I think it's like 175 or 6 episodes that are just, there's so many that are awesome. So anyway, back to wrestling news.
Yes, Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dingelheimer Schmidt
is taking a little break. His contract, I guess, runs 90 days, and then he's got an indeterminate amount of time off, and then 90 more days. He's kind of like a temp.
Yeah,
they probably just doesn't want to pay him like benefits or something.
No, this is the schedule he wanted.
It is, yeah.
Which, by the way, I mean this might be a topic for a different episode, and by the way, Andy, I noticed you said. You made reference to my rants, my tangents, so nicely done. But I like this. And I'm okay with this more than the one-time WrestleMania appearance. I like when guys work these abbreviated schedules because it's like having an off-season. And I'm okay with that. All right, I promise I will not interrupt. I feel like my mom right now. You try to tell my mom a story, you can't get 10 seconds into it without her asking a question that would be answered if she just waited and listened. Okay, I'm listening.
I think my mom might be the worst storyteller ever. She's like, did you hear that Stacy did then she'll just stop, and then she'll be thinking about it for a while, and I'll be looking at her and I'll be waiting patiently, and I'm like, Mom, what? Huh?
I hate that. It's like, just tell me the story.
Yeah,
and then you're looking at your fictional watch, and you're like, I don't have time for this. I'm bored to tears.
And then she'll go, it was the funniest. It was the funniest thing. Did I? Well, anyways, Steve was there, and I'm like, okay, I don't care. Just tell me what happened. Like, it's like they have to describe the whole setting like they're Roald Dahl or something like that. I don't know.
Good Roald Dahl reference. I think it was like Roald Dahl week or month or something recently.
Really?
Yeah. Like mid-September, it was like Roald Dahl week, I think. Something like that.
Nothing wrong with a little Roald Dahl.
No.
Yeah, he'll be off for a while. We talked about this before, but it is official now. He's off TV for a while. Obviously, they wrote him off with the hardcore match that he had with
Battleground hardcore rules.
Yep. And what did you? I mean, you didn't watch Battleground because you were away, but like we talked about it on the podcast, Battleground didn't have anything. Like it was just a name.
Yeah.
Like, what's the Battleground of? Is it the demilitarized zone? Like, what is Battleground? Why is it called Battleground?
Unfortunately, it didn't have any kind of theme, which I think it should have, since it was, really smack dab in the middle of, had 3 weeks of pay-per-views on each side of it. And now we have Hell in a Cell already coming up later this month.
27th.
Is it the 27th or 23rd?
Is it that?
I don't know. I'm terrible with dates. Like, just as the ladies. The 28th. The 23rd is a Wednesday. So yeah, it's Sunday the 27th.
Yes.
Sunday the 27th. And this one, I mean, I don't know. And it's unfortunate that maybe next year they won't have a Battleground because it's
just all interchangeable.
Yeah.
I mean, they get rid of one bad name for another bad name, and then I don't think they really care about a few of these pay-per-views. This one felt incomplete, to say the least. If
I could talk to Triple H or anybody, any suit at WWE right now, I would ask why charge $55 or whatever it is for the high-definition presentation of this when you really essentially just gave them a glorified episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. I mean, there was some good stuff in there, but it definitely felt like a B show.
I mean, you've got no champion going into it, and you leave with no champion. What the F are you doing?
Which I have to contend, I had every single match right except for the Divas match last night, or on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And the main event comes, and I had to pick between Orton and Daniel Bryan, and I jokingly said Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I should have gotten a point for that.
I think you should have.
I think I should have. Because I knew neither of them were going to win. And I ended up losing by one because someone got everyone right except for the main event, which was unwinnable.
I had, in my predictions, the only reason I didn't pick no champion was I thought there's no way they are dumb enough to go with no champion. That's why I picked Orton, because I thought, as it looked like it was happening, that Big Show was going to knock out Bryan and Orton was going to win.
Orton is not Triple H's guy, though.
No, he's not. No. Triple H is Triple H's guy.
And that's why I picked Triple H.
So,
like, people think I'm joking. Triple H is going to be the face of the WWE.
He is.
He's like, screw the kids, I'm the future.
and as we will get into, Raw, I think, further proved that.
Yeah.
With what happened. But quickly, since I didn't watch it, but I just got to give my 2 cents. I got the Truth Axel match, even though we didn't have that on our predictions that we write for Wrestle News because that match wasn't confirmed.
Yeah.
But I knew Axel would win. The Kofi Bray Wyatt match, I picked Bray Wyatt, even though we didn't have that in time for predictions. And then that tag match, which was not announced, that Real Americans v. Khali Santino, I picked Real Americans as soon as I heard that match was starting. So I got everyone right except that championship match because I said Orton would win.
Wow.
By default, because I figured there has to be a champion at the end of this night. They're not dumb enough to screw people over. Now, Twitter blew up with... I hate even saying that, blew up. Like, yeah. Blowing up, man. My phone's blowing up. People were pissed, and they said that people in the arena were chanting BS after it went off air. You and Andy seemed to like it overall, that you were okay with it, and I'm not sitting here, yeah, and I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying that it looks poor that they had if they hyped a big championship once and for all match on Raw and they had this conclusion, I'm okay with that. But this was a pay-per-view, and I guess I'm not going to like call the company and ask for my money back, which some idiots apparently do.
And got their money.
And they are idiots, and the people running that business are idiots if they gave the money back. But at the same time, this is not how you end pay-per-views when you've had this streak of ending pay-per-views in a really fishy way.
But they had to.
How? I mean, why? Why couldn't they do...
Storyline-wise, they had... I mean, there was no way Daniel Bryan's going to win. There was no way Randy Orton was going to win. But they had to get Big Show in there somehow. They just painted themselves into a corner creatively.
But to me, this drops the stock of both Orton and Bryan, and that's the worst thing you could do. You not only do you not elevate either of them, you devalue both of them in the eyes of many. And if you wanted to insert Show in this feud, you could have had Orton win, and you could have had Show say, "Now, okay, I can respect that Show said no, I'm gonna okay, I'll do what you told me to do, but you didn't tell me to not pull out the ref and knock the ref out. You didn't tell me to not knock out Randy Orton. Okay, but he could have knocked out Bryan and had Orton win and say, look, you're only champion because I made it, I made it happen. I helped you. I deserve a shot or whatever.
But then we get a Big Show and Orton feud.
But you could have had Bryan say, well, I technically deserve a rematch. Make it a triple threat, whatever. But we're gonna get Triple H in it. Just the problem I have with it is that there are things that happen that shouldn't. Like Triple H and Stephanie aren't at the pay-per-view. Now, personally, like in real life, were they not there?
No, they had to.
Okay, so if there was like a family emergency, like their kid's in the hospital or something, okay, I understand.
But it was like a WWE like meeting, like what? They're like, quick, schedule an important meeting right during a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
it was.
It's not believable, silly. And it just comes off as poor. It comes off as them saying, hey, you're going to tune in no matter what we do, so screw you, we don't care.
Yeah.
And to me, it looks bad that this reeks of like a Vince McMahon decision. This reeks of like the writing team having something good, and again, we're just speculating. And Vince McMahon saying, "No, we're going to do this," and it's like, really, this? Okay, you're the boss. Yeah. Let's do this. But it also looks like they're wasting their time while Cena's away, and it's just they don't give a what happens.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, they have. I'm sure that they have plans for Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania that they want to get to.
That's the other disappointing thing. This is just a tiny little setup for a McMahon thing at WrestleMania, which is stupid.
Possibly. What I could really see happening is Daniel Bryan taking on Triple H at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and losing.
I doubt he would lose that match.
I don't know. I just... Why use a pay-per-view as a vehicle for that? When you're not getting anything solid. I tell you what, because we watch it in a group, I will be at Hell in a Cell. We'll watch it. And you pay your 15 bones, no problem.
Andy's gone.
That's right. That's right. He's the Packer Viking game. Well, then I can at least follow through with my protest. If I were getting this like I used to just get the pay-per-views, and sometimes I'd watch by myself. Sometimes I've had 2 or 3 people come over, where you're paying a bigger cut. This time, if there's no chance I would get Hell in a Cell, even though it's almost guaranteed to be better than this last one. But I mean, enough about that.
We should try and get our group together. Maybe we can go somewhere else.
Oh yeah, I mean, and actually we could. It wouldn't really be beneficial from where we're sitting currently, even though the TV's fantastic. Yeah. It wouldn't really be conducive to holding a lot of people. But we could at least. We might be able to watch it in another room. Yeah. We might be able to watch it somewhere else. Ryan Kresge's always down for one. So we might be able to pull that off, but I don't know. I kind of don't want to watch it. Wow. I'm pissed off.
Wow,
just pissed off. I don't know. It'll get better, but
like
4 weeks ago,
pay-per-view wasn't great, but it didn't make me want to I'm done.
I mean, 4 weeks ago, going into Night of Champions, we had all the potential in the world for this Bryan deal. I mean, it looked like this was going to be historic.
Yeah.
And now it's like they just took a giant crap on it, and it's like they don't know what they're doing. And that's my only demand is that you know what you're doing days, if not weeks in advance. Know what you are doing, but they give the vibe that they don't know what's going on minutes before the match, and that to me is. It's disheartening, and it tells me that you don't have a tight operation. I mean, and it tells me that changes need to be made. But unfortunately, the changes that need to be made are the people in the highest places, and unfortunately, they have blood in the business. That they are that company. They can't get fired.
Yeah, that's true. I really think it's all going to pay off, though. We see this happen all the time, where the feuds are extended a little further than they should, just so that they can have the payoff at the bigger pay-per-view rather than a smaller one. Battleground isn't the place to.
I disagree.
End this feud.
I disagree. You are paying this, with the exception of WrestleMania, which I think is $5 or $10 more, which is garbage. You are paying the same amount of money. This isn't Raw and Superstars or Main Event or whatever the fuck it's called right now. It is a pay-per-view. People are paying money. Yeah. And to say that this is a minor pay-per-view, and I'm not saying that in your voice. I'm saying because WWE is telling us this by putting crap like this on. They're saying if it's not SummerSlam, if it's not Survivor Series, WrestleMania, or Royal Rumble, it doesn't matter. Look, don't expect me to pay $60 every month or $110 this month alone if you're going to give me crap like this. And to me, it's disrespectful to the fans. And it's saying, yeah, you know what, you can tune out of this one because it doesn't matter. I'm paying a lot of money to watch this. It should matter.
Fair enough. I have no retort. So, Wrestle News number 2. AJ Lee apparently suffered a concussion Sunday night at the pay-per-view in her match against Brie Bella. And that's why she was pulled from Raw on Monday. You didn't see her. reportedly had trouble remembering the match from Sunday and has experienced pretty good headaches since.
That's too bad. Anytime anybody suffers a concussion.
Yeah.
Scary thing is, it's different for every concussion and every person. I hope she's able to, shake those effects soon and come back and be in top form. But I'd say take as much time as you need. There's no reason to rush anybody back on that. I don't care who you are, what position you're in, whether you're a champion or not. But that's unfortunate.
Big time, and it's always scary. And AJ Lee is the Divas division. It'd be bigger than losing John Cena. It would just kill the division.
You said it on episode 39. She's done more for that title than anything in the past 5 years.
Easy.
And she gives it credibility. Mm-hmm. And the best thing about this is she gives it believability, and she's tiny.
Yeah.
But you look at her and you see her ability and you say, yeah, she is the best, and she deserves to be the champion. And I say that with a ton of respect for Natty Neidhart.
Yeah.
Tons. So I'm just glad that I'm glad she's the champ. I'm sorry to hear that she's injured. I wouldn't want anybody to be injured, especially with a head injury, but hopefully she'll be able to shake it.
Bleacher Report actually had a pretty extensive interview, a non-KFAB interview with AJ Lee, and she talked about being offered Total Divas and turning it down. And she goes, that's not what I got in the business for. I'm here to wrestle. I want to be the wrestler. And she's like, it's not that I bemoan anyone who is on the show. Mm-hmm. They're taking an opportunity to rise up in the ranks. But for me, it's about what I do on Monday nights, on Sunday nights, on pay-per-views. It's more about that rather than what I do hanging out with my boyfriend or, and she goes, and that promo was pretty much everything I felt about it. And it was like, they didn't really know what she was going to say. Mm-hmm. So the reactions from the other girls were
pretty real.
They were over the top, of course, because they're acting worse than porn stars. But it was all legit. Wow, they didn't. It was like her pipe bomb, and it was a pretty good interview. You should check it out. She talked about Jerry Lawler and when she was on the mic with him and how they got kind of some heat with each other and stuff. It was a good interview. Yeah,
I would like to check that out.
Yeah, it was good.
AJ and from her time with Dolph, she was able to shine through as a standout character, not a standout woman, but a standout character. Yeah. I'd put her up there with. You hear about. I hate to use a wrestling term or overuse a wrestling term, but she got over more than most men. And I mean, she did this as a heel, where they cheered for her so loudly when her music would come on.
Oh yeah.
Side note: she should get new music that's more fitting of her. Light it up, light it up, light it up, light it tonight. Light it up, light it, light it, light it, light it. All right.
Boom, 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 boom.
Is there any more Wrestle news?
That's all I got for Wrestle News. Usually we have at least 3, but 2 tonight.
Do you need another beverage? I feel like I need another beverage.
I could use another beer.
Yeah, I'll go get one. I'll go get one on a run. I'm gonna have you talk about whatever the hell you want, and I'm gonna go get some beer.
Okay.
And then I gotta get something out of here.
Sure.
But Raw, to me, it kept my attention the entire time. It wasn't one of the stronger episodes in my opine, but it at least sustained my interests.
Sure.
And I'd say the start of the show, and I'll let you break it down. I'll let you break it down because I want to know what you think about the whole Stephanie Big Show confrontation that started the episode on Monday night.
Okay. Well, so Steph comes out, calls out the Big Show. Big Show says he's sorry, but it was kind of...
It was
half-hearted. It was like when your parents are, when you're younger and your brother or sister, you guys are fighting and they're like, No, say you're sorry. Sorry. And Steph's like, oh, you're sorry? You're sorry? Is that what's going... You know, I thought it was great. And Steph calls him a pathetic waste of life. She says, no wonder he's broke. He can't manage his finances, he can't manage his life, and he can't manage himself. She wants the Big Show to man up and take responsibility, and says she wants the Big Show to get down on his knees and beg for forgiveness from the WWE Universe for what he did on Sunday night at Battleground.
That's what I call it, ridic.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. No, I won't tell you why. I'm going to wait.
Okay.
I've got a lot to add to that.
Sure. She then goes on to say that Big Show doesn't even have a soul, which is news to me because I didn't know he was a redhead.
Oh, jeez.
The Big Show says he's not going to beg. He knocked out Orton because he couldn't take it anymore, and he knocked out Bryan because Stephanie told him to. Steph then slaps the Big Show over and over after Big Show said that you're fired. Steph slaps the Big Show over and over after Big Show said Brad Maddox works for Stephanie and her son of a bitch husband. And at that, Stephanie does freak out and fire the Big Show in sounding like her old man Vince on the mic, which was good. I don't know. I didn't really care for this. I'm gonna ramble for a little while because Jimmy's still gone and I'm waiting for my beer. Oh yeah. But yeah, it was decent.
Yeah, they did.
It was decent. And here comes Jimmy.
I'm back.
Okay, so
I'm back and I'm better than ever. I'm ready.
So
I'm singing Bischoff's theme.
So they just fired the Big Show.
Big Show, so much for that ironclad contract.
Yeah.
If the man was fired, yet he came back later in the night with his theme music and Tron video.
True.
So, way to go with that. Hey,
That was almost as bad as when Goldust was like incognito in the crowd in full makeup.
Yeah. Did you like my trope reference? The distraction trope, and which appeared to kind of be a botch. Kind of looked like a botch to me.
A little bit.
The camera lagged, so I didn't know if it was like a chop block or whatever.
Yeah.
But it looked like he was trying to roll him up and screwed up, so he had to try something else. So it made the world heavyweight champ look a little weak.
A little bit.
Big Show Steph, I liked that confrontation as much as I criticize Stephanie for what I perceive as some backstage things. She's been pretty good on camera for I'd say this entire feud. And she's good with the Big Show, but here's my take on Show. They need to stop doing the broke guy gimmick because, one, it's not believable. And two, why am I supposed to feel sympathy for a wrestler who has, I assume, made millions of dollars and blown it? Like, he's allegedly blown this money. Mm-hmm. Why should I feel bad for him?
Because the Big Show cries.
Yeah, see, I just don't buy it. So, like, to me, I say, bleep him. That's his own fault. Yeah. I don't care.
Like, when I hear, like, Latrell Sprewell goes bankrupt, I'm like, well, good. You know, he probably did some stupid stuff.
To me, did he go bankrupt?
I'm pretty sure he did. Because I remember all the jokes like, oh, I guess he did need to feed it. Yeah. You know, like...
with Show, like, I could see if they ran that gimmick, because they've done it now. You know, they did it with Michaels. I'm sure they've done it before. Make the guy a heel and have him do just awful underhanded things to get paid. But have him want to do it. Don't have him being forced to do things or be somebody's bitch. I mean, to me, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's a little unbelievable. They could have come up with something better. Like, what?
To me, again, it's just lazy.
Yeah.
It's lazy and it's just not believable. And if you're going to do it, don't extend it this long. Who cares?
Yeah.
Dolph, it was nice to see. Pretty much they had an instant replay of Sunday's match. Dolph and Sandow.
Yeah, they had a few of those, actually.
And I don't know if they did this for the purpose of giving these guys like hey, we understand it was on the kickoff show.
Yeah.
But now, you had said that it appeared Sandow had that he had been injured. He injured his knee, but you thought that it was entirely a work.
Yeah, because
he didn't sell anything though. He didn't sell any effects on Monday.
Yeah, I didn't really understand. I mean, I think it was just a way for him to like not cash in.
Okay, especially since he addressed it with a speech. I did watch that match on Sunday.
Yeah,
I saw it. Actually, it's funny. I was in the Wendy's parking lot watching that match on my phone. Yeah,
that's funny.
And he, of course, before the match started, got on the mic and said that this may not be the last time you see him tonight, and that he could come in cash and blah blah blah, which I guess was kind of the telltale sign that he was not going to do that.
Of course not.
But to me, a good match. I like Ziggler and Sandow, so to have them fight each other, great. I would just love to see something on the line. I would like to see Ziggler do what Edge did to Ken Kennedy, and that was have him put the briefcase on the line, win it, and then cash in. That would, to me, that would kick ass.
It would have been really cool. They obviously, I don't know what the heck they're doing with Sandow. Has he won in the last 4 months?
Well, again, Andy brought this up. I think he had that win over Cody at a pay-per-view after Money in the Bank. Was it SummerSlam? That I think they fought at SummerSlam or something.
Mayhaps.
Yeah. I like that. I've never heard that.
Really?
Yeah. So, other than that, I don't know if he's really won. Again, I don't watch every main. Oh yeah, he won. I think he won a match on Main Event a few weeks ago or whatever. Because I remember seeing it and thinking,
I mean, a legit
Damian
match.
Sandow. No, a legit match. No, he hasn't.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's a little rough for the Sandow crowd. But yeah, Ziggler wins again, which just like you did on Sunday.
Which is fine. I mean, even though it really didn't mean anything, if it means anything, it's Ziggler can stake claim to a title shot when Sandow finally cashes in and wins.
Yeah.
Although I'm wondering if Sandow will cash in and not win. I don't know.
It's happened once before.
Yeah. We'll see.
John Cena.
Stephanie talks backstage to Maddox, gives him the scolding we expected, blaming him for what transpired Sunday. Maddox is very sheepish.
As he's known to be.
Yeah, and he, again, I don't know if he could do anything where I would hate it. I just don't think so. But I'm hoping, and I say hope because I don't have confidence that WWE will do this. I'm hoping it puts Brad Maddox in a babyface position to kind of stand up for himself and play a significant role in something, not just be tossed aside. But you're fired, and then send him back down to NXT or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope he. I love Brad Maddox, the Brad Maddox.
Mm-hmm. Great. I that guy. He needs more screen time. He got a decent amount of screen time on Monday night. Then we got to see on the WWE app, Bruno Sammartino was present. They're in Pittsburgh.
That's right.
They're in Pittsburgh. I think he lives there or nearby. I think he's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So it was his birthday Sunday, his 78th birthday, which, by the way, he looks great for 78.
Like 58.
I mean, he's in tremendous shape. Mm-hmm. So it was neat that they could do that and have him come out there. The crowd sang him happy birthday, although I'm assuming that there was a significant number of people in the crowd who had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
And that's on them. That's not on Bruno.
No.
I mean, that's on them.
I was waiting for Khali to come out.
Natalia. And unfortunately, Khali did come out later in the night.
Yeah, he did.
We'll get to that. But speaking of Natalia, Eva Marie and JoJo fight Alicia Fox, Rosa Mendez, and Oksana. Oksana, by the way, I think she gets shoved aside way too much. Like, she's someone who should be given a significant role in this division.
She's always bored me.
But they've never done anything with her. I mean, they
paired her on Teddy Long.
They paired her with Cesaro for a little bit. But interesting thing in this match, of course, and I watched it with a keen eye because I figured that this would, be on a Total Divas episode. This was the first match for Eva Marie and JoJo. JoJo does not get in the match.
No.
And if you noticed, when Eva Marie was in the ring, and I think it was Alicia Fox went over and hit Natalia and knocked her down, JoJo jumped down and checked on her, but then said something to her, and I think she probably said something like, take the tag, like, I don't want to go in.
Really?
Yeah, and I just have a feeling that might have, like, that will be used for the show.
Oh.
I think. Now, Natalya didn't react in a negative way or anything that was noticeable, but Natalya got tagged back into the match. It was Natalya started, Eva Marie goes in, Natalya finishes.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that will be involved in the show, that JoJo got...
That was their debut match.
So they're going to have, like, that Jan lady or whatever, like, talk to JoJo and be like, hey, you can't do this again. And
yeah, you do that again, and we'll find a different 19-year-old.
I'm going to make you wear this pantsuit.
Yeah, to really suck at wrestling. Ava Marie was terrible in the ring.
Yeah, she was, and that's to be expected. She's not any good.
No, not any good.
What's that on Happy Gilmore when she's like, but there's one problem, you're not any good. I am good.
I'm good. I seen those finger paintings you made, and they suck. I'm just kidding, baby. I'm just scared.
Luckily,
scared of being a nobody.
The best thing about that was the match ended. That was the best thing. And the second best thing was the match ended. The best thing was Brad Maddox came out right after that.
He did.
And I thought he was going to say, hold up a minute, player. We're going to make this a 6-0. No.
6-0.
He said that there's going to be a special guest referee at Hell in a Cell for the Hell in a Cell WWE Championship match between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. He promises that there will be a finality to this one, a conclusion, which it's funny. I think WWE was saving its skin, or trying to, very feebly, by saying, oh yeah, this one there's definitely gonna be none of this fakesies that we did on Sunday.
Thanks for the $55.
Yeah, we take your money, we wipe our bums with it. Ooh, too sweet. So he says there's gonna be a guest ref. We just did the too sweet. That's awesome. By the way, Goldberg DVD coming out today. And you didn't. I can't believe you didn't get it.
I worked all day and then I came right here.
Oh God! I even told Cal. I'm not gonna screw up his name. I think it's Callum Johnston. I guess I always screw that up. A devoted listener. He sent a tweet. He was like, Goldberg DVD today? And I said, I said, Matt's probably foaming at the mouth as we speak.
I'm a little disappointed with the Goldberg DVD, to be honest.
Callum Johnston. And Callum Johnston represents Wolverhampton, England. Go Wolves. I bet you're a big Wolves fan, Callum. I'm a big fan of George Ellacobi. And I miss Mick McCarthy. Wish they
haven't been as good since Kevin Garnett left them.
Wrong. Wolves.
Oh, okay.
Wolverhampton Wanderers, also known as the Wolves. They have orange uniforms, so orange. You know, orange is my favorite.
One of our listeners is freaking out right now. Everyone else is like, "What are you talking about?"
No, go Wolves. So Callum, big shout out to you. This dude's always up on our podcasts, and we appreciate him listening, and also repping the UK. I'm a big fan of England, big fan of the Prem. I don't really have a club, but I kind of like Liverpool. Hope that's okay.
Liverpool.
That's a shitty accent. We apologize.
With the full Beatles.
Ooh, no, that's disrespectful. That was pretty good, I think. I have two friends who are from Liverpool who live in Duluth. They are soccer coaches.
Wow.
Or I'm sorry, football managers.
Way to play into a stereotype, guys.
Yeah. And
when I was a mailman,
one of them talks like this. He talks like this. His name's Barry Chasty.
I used to be a mailman.
Yeah.
And dogs would literally chase me. And it's not a thing.
I forget that you were a mailman.
I was a mailman for a while. And every time I would look at him and I'm like, way to play into a stereotype, guys. Like, this is why you have a bad reputation.
Well, it didn't help that you wore a belt of bacon.
Yeah.
That was probably a horrible decision on your part.
But I had easy access to bacon at any time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yummy. I wish you were wearing a bacon belt right now.
I bet you do.
Yummy.
So who were the choices for...
Of course, he revealed them one at a time. and you could vote on the WWE app, which I think they showed you how to download twice. And the only thing they showed more than that was the opening segment to the show with Steph and Big Show. Monday Night Recap.
They had a recap immediately following the commercial after the clip.
If Raw is ever near where I am, I'm going to stab the guy in the truck who runs the replays. I'm just going to stab him. It might not be with a knife.
Be Vince McMahon.
It might be with, I don't know, like a fruit roll-up, but I'm going to stab him. I'm going to stab him. If it's Vince McMahon, I'll use a real knife. No, that's not true. I won't use a real knife. I wouldn't want to do that. No one's worth going to jail for.
Are you on cocaine?
I'm on... No, I'm not on cocaine. I'm not on anything. Here are the guys that he revealed. First was Booker T.
Five times.
And then Bob Backlund was the second one.
Who I slapped hands with at WrestleMania.
Oh, good for you. And then the third one was dun 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 dun. Oh, Sean. I think I'm cute.
I thought that was.
But I know that I'm sexy. This was your classic WWE app vote.
Yeah.
Do you want poop, dog breath, or a bacon cheeseburger?
An overwhelming 48%.
Oh, that's unreal. I think it was 61%.
It was
which was
good.
Bob Backlund, and again, these numbers could be fudged.
Yeah.
Like Booker T had 7% of the vote. I just spit on
like
you.
30.
And I think Backlund had like 32% or something like that.
I think they just wanted to see crazy Backlund do it.
Well, what they probably did was Booker was there anyway, and they probably had to call old Robbie B and say, "Hey, can you come to Raw and do something to elevate Shawn Michaels?" And they probably wanted to make him feel good, like, holy crap, you got 30. But there weren't 32 people in that arena who knew who Bob Backlund was. And that's sad because Bob Backlund was awesome.
Crazy.
And he's arguably in the top, I'd say 5 WWE champions of all time.
He's the second longest reign.
Yeah. I don't put too much stock in that. It was a different era.
Yeah.
But, dude was awesome. He was fit as heck.
Then he came back and won it in 94.
But, and then he lost in 7 seconds to Diesel.
On a house show.
Yeah.
In Madison Square.
And you know what's funny is I was looking at WCW championship reigns, and Kevin Nash had 5 WCW title reigns.
Yeah, and one.
For a combined 94 days.
Really?
Only 94 days.
He only had one run in WWF.
Yeah, and he had it for a year, didn't he?
364 days.
Yeah, he had just shy of a year.
Yeah.
But back to Backlund, yeah. So Michaels ended up winning that vote. So we're skipping ahead a little bit. We'll go right back. But
yeah,
Michaels wins the vote. It's obvious, and it's for the purpose of the storyline.
I love when they cut backstage and they had all 3 lined up, like the big results. It's like Shawn Michaels. He's like, yeah.
And then Booker T, like right when they made the announcement, Booker T was like,
yeah, congratulations.
No. He was expecting, like, he did the oh yeah, of course it's me, and then he had that like faux disappointment, like, what? It's not me?
Like those people at the Emmy Awards where they're like, oh,
just so stupid.
And they had that fake clap, like, good job.
Get the camera off me so I can be angry and then drink my sorrows away later at the after party. Michaels wins. Of course, he trained Daniel Bryan, which he had to mention to remind people who are idiots. And I'm sure he will play an integral part. Now, he will either help Bryan. I don't think he'll help him because Bryan's a babyface, but he could... Excuse me, I burped. He could screw him over. That's one thing.
Because he's Triple H's best bud.
Or he could inadvertently help him because Triple H would be, just remember what side you're on, Sean.
That could lead to
But that's exactly
a WrestleMania.
And that's what it's going to lead to.
Feud.
It's not going to be Bryan versus Triple H. It's going to be Triple H versus Shawn Michaels.
You think so?
Even though I'd like to see Michael Hickenbottom stay retired. Just wear his camo and...
I think if Stone Cold's not going to be at 30, that will be the match we'll get at 30.
Maybe we will.
Undertaker, Cena.
I don't know.
CM Punk, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Well, I don't want to think about Mania right now. It's not Mania season.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so they introduced that. They do it one at a time because, of course, if he did all 3 at once, you knew right away who would win.
Well,
am I a hypocrite? Because I voted for Michaels.
You voted?
I did, and I voted for Michaels because I knew it wouldn't make a huge difference unless there were like a million other people who did the same thing for me. Like, I might as well vote for Michaels. But whatever. Daniel Bryan, I I don't know. I don't think he's going to win. I think Orton's going to win, and then Triple H is going to do something to Orton later. I don't know, whatever. But we'll worry about that. We'll worry about that later. Next
game wins.
Next matchup was probably the highlight of the night. No, not really. Los Matadores beat 3MB.
2MB.
2MB, I guess, with 3MB. And by the way, let me just say,
El Torito.
I hope I don't get flack for this, but the only thing I hate more than breast cancer is the month of October. And I can't stand...
Because of the pink?
The pink, I can't stand it.
Yeah.
You've got Heath Slater wearing pink ribbons on his sunglasses.
Yeah.
You've got the NFL throwing pink flags, which, by the way, they announced they will not do
Getting rid of it
anymore. But just stop it. We all know about cancer. We all know about breast cancer. We know it is terrible.
Yeah.
It's awful. And I hope that we eradicate the world of cancer of all kinds. Breast cancer, every kind of cancer. I hope it's gone. Yeah. But I'm just tired of them shoving this pink down our throats. And by them, I mean right now, WWE.
It should be
just
one day.
Stop it.
One day,
it's,
not a month.
It's patronizing. It's just stupid.
So are you coming out in favor of breast cancer?
And just like to have Ryback come down in a pink T-shirt and have
and we touched on this a lot on Sunday. And yeah, it's a good point. I think the bad guy should have been like, no, I'm going to wear pink. Yeah.
Well, and it's just, to me, it's overdoing it. That, look, you can take your corporate stance, fine. Don't let it bleed this much into your TV show.
Yeah.
Just stop it. And that's with everything. It's with the NFL, too. The NFL, I mean, just stop it. Because to me, it's just a money grab. I mean, it's ultimately about grabbing money. There's somebody other than...
Someone's selling pink T-shirts.
It's other than money going towards cancer research. And that's the thing is, I hope it's going towards cancer research and not breast cancer awareness.
Yeah.
We're all very aware of breast cancer. We're very
Susan
aware of it.
Is pretty well known. That
Susan G. Komen. Apparently not too well known if you think it's B. Komen.
I think it's a Rod Van Dam situation.
Rod Van Dam. Dun, 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 dun.
But El Torito and Los Matadores, of course they win.
El Torito. Just looking like...
I wonder if they have if eventually they're going to come out with a Cool Ranch Torito.
Oh, yummy. I'm so hungry after you said that, too. Holy cow. Yeah, they win. Nothing special at all.
No.
You guys can go away. I want 3MB to at least do something meaningful, and they never will. No. So go away, too. And then, like, Ryback, Axel, and Heyman, they start in the ring. They cut a promo, and Punk comes out. Great. Great. Awesome. But then R-Truth comes out. Yeah. And I don't know if that was just to create separation between Punk and Axel. Like, okay, Punk and Axel are done, so here we're going to give a clear adversary to Kurt's Axel by doing this. So they team up for a match. R-Truth is like, yeah, you want to be in a match together? Should we do this? Yeah, they do it. They come down to the ramp. They have a tag match. And fine. I mean, Punk and Truth win.
You missed the part where CM Punk said, that's what you get when you're a bully and you pick on someone smarter than you, because he kicked him in the balls on Sunday night.
I know.
Yeah.
And I can't stop saying bully. I love it. And Andy kept it alive on Sunday, so I appreciated that. He's nothing but a bully.
A bully.
After that match, Bob Backlund came out. We talked about that already.
Check out my nose.
And Bob Backlund cut some insane promo, just saying how he was a good guy and a bad guy. So he's gonna call it right down the middle. He's just focused on doing the job, which is funny because doing the job in wrestling means something else. But Orton fights Kofi, even though I thought, if Kofi lost to Bray Wyatt on Sunday, it would have been better for Bray Wyatt's character if Kofi didn't make an appearance. That's just my feeling on that. But Orton wins. It was a decent match. Do you have anything to add other than the fact that they fought? Of course, the ending, we can get into if you want.
Not much to add.
Yeah. After the match, first, Orton does that great DDT on the outside.
Yep.
Puts Kofi back in the ring, wins. And Bryan attacks Orton after the match. And got kind of the upper hand. I mean, but they were doing that just to sell the Hell in a Cell deal. Like,
he had to be subdued by many a ref.
Yeah, and we can't keep this from spilling out of the ring, so they're gonna have to have a Hell in a Cell match, which was funny. It's like, okay, you do this after they're announced for a Hell in a Cell match, or whatever. And then I put on here, Dr. Ton ran like a scalded dog backstage, or to the backstage area. And then a weird segment where Vicky Guerrero's in the back. Del Rio comes up to her, starts sucking up to her right away, tells her she's sexy and that she's been the best general manager in the history of WWE, and says, I know you want me to have a match tonight. Who do you have for me? And she says, I'll announce that. So he goes out to the ring. Or no, then HBK makes the appearance, blah, blah, blah. We talked about that. It says why he should be the ref. And then at that point you knew it was a foregone conclusion. It was going to be him.
Huge pop.
So Vicky tells ADR, hey, your match tonight is going to be against Ricardo Rodriguez. So he's excited about that. Rick Rod comes out, which is what I'm calling him now. Yeah. Rick Rod.
Richard.
He's not excited about it because he's got to fight the guy who beats the piss out of him every time they're together. Match starts. Ding, ding, ding. And Vicky's like, excuse me, I have one other announcement yet to make. Your opponent at Hell in a Cell for the World Championship will be John Cena. And crowd pops. Del Rio, unhappy.
I really think John Cena should have been there to come out.
Mm-hmm. Your time is up. My time is now.
Because I kept waiting for your opponent will be, and then I wanted the music to hit. Yeah.
Now this was kind of spoiled for me. I was watching about 20 minutes on delay on DVR, and I saw a tweet about Cena fighting ADR for the title. I thought, oh man! But now, your boy, my boy, and if you're listening to this, I know you are. Andy McKinnon, James Andrew McKinnon. We share a first name. My name is James. Yours is too. But I'm man enough to go by Jimmy. And you just go by Andy. A nickname for your middle name. Which is fine, because you are an Andy. I don't see you as a Jimmy McKinnon. Jimmy Mac, when are you coming back? Next pay-per-view, whether it be Hell in a Cell or Survivor Series, I want hot dogs and hamburgers. Or just hot dogs. I want hot dogs. I want chips. I want soda. I will not drink another soda until the next pay-per-view.
I'm on strike.
Because I'm going to drink like 7 of them.
Yes.
When we
all the sodas.
So please, hot dogs, mustard.
All the pops.
And maybe we can make like fries or something, like French fries. That'd be good.
Fries.
So do that. But Andy texted me today, and he texted what I was thinking earlier today. He said, you said you've never cared about the World Heavyweight Championship, but you will start to care. When Cena wins it, you will care. And he is dead right. He is dead right.
Yeah.
Now, Cena's won it 2 other times, but this was like baby Cena, like circa 04, 05-ish.
Well, then he won it at WrestleMania 25.
Oh, there's you knowing stuff. So he won it
against
2008.
Big Show and Edge.
Okay, yeah.
In that triple threat match.
I didn't care about it then. Because I didn't care. But Cena winning this tells me one thing. What does it tell me, Matt?
I don't know.
It tells me that we are not far away from the titles being unified.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Because they're not going to give Cena the World Heavyweight Championship and not have him be in the WWE title picture.
If they give Cena the World Heavyweight Championship,
he's going to win.
He's going to come back with his messed up arm, facing Alberto Del Rio, who attacks the arm.
This is Super Cena. It's just another thing for him to overcome. He's going to pick Del Rio up mid-hold, mid-cross arm breaker, and give him the FU. Yeah, the FU, not the AA, not the attitude adjuster, the FU. And he's going to win the World Heavyweight title, and then he's going to win the WWE Championship sometime down the road. Maybe at WrestleMania.
That's what I sent Andy when I heard Cena was back. Superman returns.
Superman's coming, biatch. So that is why I will care about the World Heavyweight Championship, because you're going to have a title on Cena other than the WWE Championship, and you're going to have
the European Champion.
Yeah, and you're going to have him still in the mix for the WWE title, which, by the way, is the best one. So that is awesome. So then, of course, we get our distraction trope and the roll-up and the pin, and ADR loses to Ricardo, which is great, but then he beats the living piss out of him. He slew foots him while Ricardo's celebrating on top of the announce table, which was sweet, and then he just kicks him in the head, allegedly, or, whatever, fakey, and then, fakey. And then he breaks his arm in the folding chair, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that was great. They explained during ADR's entrance, Cole explained RVD's absence, saying RVD is taking a break because he's not mentally there. He's physically ready, but he's not mentally there and emotionally there, and it all needs to vibe because he's all he cares about chi and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was nice that they explained his absence and that he'll be gone for a little while. So that's cool with me. Fandango fights Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder continues his trend of starting in the ring. Fandango wins. I guess that's your classic lower mid card match. I hope that Fandango ends up breaking through that Miz
ceiling, glass ceiling.
Yeah, that Miz ceiling and starting to fight for significant time near a main event. After that match, they announced that HBK won. Great, whatever. That sets up everything. That this is going to have HBK versus Triple H, or HBK with Triple H, probably versus Triple H. A good HBK Bryan combo. I wouldn't mind seeing HBK show up on a regular basis and be a manager or corner guy for Bryan. That'd be very cool.
Yes.
I would like to see that.
Be good.
And then this next part of the show is where I assume you got your boner, because they showed the Goldberg DVD commercial.
Yes.
And I thought right away, like, who's next? I'll tell you who's next. Matt Bush is next, and he's going to watch that DVD, and he's going to shine it up, and he's going to watch it again, and he's going to tell all his friends about it, and he's going to tout, because he loves tout. Goldberg DVD.
Goldberg.
And I don't understand, like, why we got the, and you saw the first match, but a replay of the tag match between the Real Americans and Santino and Khali.
And it was the same exact finish.
Yes! Why even put that on the pay-per-view then?
I don't know.
Why?
It was pretty cool seeing that.
It was awesome, but I mean...
It's unbelievable the strength that Cesaro has.
But to me, what it tells me more is that Khali is terrible.
Yeah.
They can do that.
I'm so dizzy.
My favorite part was Cesaro pretending he couldn't lift Hornswoggle when he spun Hornswoggle. That was awesome.
That was pretty good.
Loved it. The greatest episode of Miz TV took place after that, when he got in the ring and was about to make an announcement and
nothing happened.
The Wyatts came out.
Yeah, that was good.
And that ended Miz TV. Wyatt, I don't even know if he really said anything.
No, he did his creepy little laugh, and bend, lean back thing.
So I mean, Harper and Rowan, which, by the way, I think Andy was referring to Rowan as Gowan. I think he said Zach Gowan.
Zach Gowan.
No, it's Eric Rowan, Minnesota's own, and then Luke Harper. They started in the ring. They were going to attack Miz. Miz wised up, got out of the ring, ran towards Wyatt. They fought for a tiny bit. Miz runs away a little bit, and then Wyatt holds back his boys, and then does his little, backwards deal.
Lean back.
Which, to me, lost effect because you've got a bunch of a-holes in the crowd looking up. Like,
Husky Harris!
That, but then they have him in camera view, smiling and, going So, that's whatever.
How about TV?
It's whatevs. Triple H, we again, another segment with Maddox, which I loved. Triple H, Maddox, Stephanie. Triple H just got to Raw, and, it had nothing to do with Big Show being fired or being there earlier, but Triple H tears into Maddox a little bit, says, I've been running around all day fixing, what you screwed up, and that was okay. It was an okay segment. I like Maddox. I don't know. I think heel Triple H could be more mean, more vindictive, more cerebral. Maybe we'll get there. I don't know.
He just cares about what's best for business.
I'm going to keep my patience. I've been stressing, stay patient, give it time. You've talked me off the ledge today, so I'm going to give it time.
All right.
And I might watch Hell in a Cell.
In gold.
We will get the band together, I promise.
Yeah, the
we'll
3-minute band.
We'll watch it. We could watch it at Shane's. That's another place we could watch it at.
There you go.
Yeah, he got some big-ass TV recently, too.
I thought you were
So, we could do that.
I just thought you were going to say some big-ass titties.
Jeez. Wow. That took a turn.
Yeah, I know. That escalated quickly.
Yeah. Don't know what you're talking about. Main event time. Shield v. Rhodes Brothers and Daniel Bryan in a 3-on-3 tag match. This match ends. With Triple H at ringside. You get your little ringside show. Although he was ringside, he was not on the mic though.
No.
So he's ringside. Match ends in a DQ in favor of Rhodes and Bryan. A good match, and let me just say this. I think, and I know he had numerous, for lack of a better term, issues over the years throughout his career, but to see Dustin Runnels now in the terrific shape that he's in at his age and wrestling, and I don't want to say because it's an insult to him to say, in wrestling the way he is. He has always been a great wrestler.
Yeah.
He's been underrated.
He hasn't lost a step.
Yeah, he's been underrated and underappreciated. But the guy, this isn't Billy Gunn wrestling a match, like once a year or whatever. Like, oh, look at Throwback, that's cute. Goldust looks like he belongs.
Yeah.
Like, he looks...
I don't like the new face paint.
You don't like the Darth Maul?
No.
Why?
I just,
is it too generic, too cheesy?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. He debuted it on Sunday. I didn't like it then, and he kept it for Monday. And I don't know. I miss the old face paint. Not a huge deal, but
well, if you look at the evolution of his face paint, I mean, he used to be all gold for a while.
Yeah,
and then he'd have like some black around the eyes. He's fixed it up over the years. He's said some pretty cool stuff. So I'm cool with him changing it up, and I thought it was neat, especially on Sunday when I saw a picture on Twitter of his face paint. I thought that's badass.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So if he, I hope he doesn't stick with it. He'll probably be getting a call from George Lucas if he does, or Disney now. George Lucas
Disney. Yeah, for sure.
I liked that match, and I mean, Goldust is awesome.
Yeah.
He looks.
He looks great.
I mean, he looks like a regular roster guy.
Stepped out in 1998.
Yeah, I mean, just terrific. And I mean, he had great runs in like 96, 97, I think, as IC champion with Marlena.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked good. So he looks awesome. And I mean, I'm so happy for him. And I love seeing him and Cody together. And I know Andy has thought, Andy and I talked a while yesterday, and he thinks that it's just a matter of time before there's a heel turn there, maybe by Cody. I don't want to see it for a while. If we do see it, I want to see it close to WrestleMania, and I want them to fight at Mania against each other. I think
they will.
But I'd like to see them stick together. I would love to see them have a run as tag champs. That would kick ass. I would love it.
People are behind them for sure.
Mm-hmm. So
after the DQ,
Triple H restarts the match, saying we're not going to have it another cloudy ending and finish. Restart this match, and oh, by the way, it'll be no disqualification.
Yeah.
You take it from there, son.
Randy K. Orton.
He hears voices in his head.
And they told him to enter the ring. Or enter the match, and he hits Daniel Bryan with an RKO. Daniel Bryan had control over the Shield. He was kicking some butt. Mm-hmm. Orton hits him with the RKO, tosses him into the ring. They get the pin on Daniel Bryan for the win. And then Triple H sets the Shield into dog pack mode as they beat up on Goldust. And that's when Big Show enters and does his thing, knocks out everybody on the Shield, and goes after Triple H and knocks Triple H out to end the show.
Knocks him out.
At Daniel Bryan, yes chants all over him.
Daniel Bryan on top, standing over Triple H doing the yes.
He looked like those guys in the video games who teabag the guys after they kill him with a knife or something. Yeah, he looked like one of those guys standing over Triple H victorious.
And then if you were viewing the WWE app after Raw went off the air.
Did he really teabag him?
No.
Oh.
Medical personnel comes down. Stephanie comes down looking concerned. The Shield enter the ring, and they all help him. And Joey Mercury was there. David Finley, and someone else who I couldn't really recognize, but the agents and stuff came down and helped him. And Joey Mercury was the one to help him out of the ring and down the ramp. But I want you to know. I noticed that Brian went back to maroon. Did he rock maroon on Sunday too?
I don't really know.
Okay, he went back to the burgundy from the red, which is kind of what he's always worn for a long time. So that was just a style thing I noticed. But that was Raw, and I thought it was all right. Like I said, it kept my interest the entire night. To me, there was nothing pivotal that took place. It was kind of a Lucy, you have some splaining to do episode.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell was that on Sunday? Please, explain. But we'll see what happens next week. We'll see what happens with Hell in a Cell. I'm thinking we might see, I want to say, I don't know, you think we'll get Punk Ryback? Hell in a Cell?
Probably. Again.
Bully.
Brad Maddox will screw him over. And
You think we'll get Ziggler Sandow again?
Probably. They're kind of stuck in a holding pattern on a lot of these, which is unfortunate, but yeah, we probably will get a lot of rematches.
I just hope they build these matches soon, that they're not waiting. I mean, that was the other thing about week of Battleground. I mean, they still hadn't decided matches a week ago today.
I know.
Like the Tuesday going into Battleground, they really didn't have a whole lot of matches.
No. And that's why we ended up with what we got.
Yeah.
That was Raw, and that's pretty much our show for tonight.
That was wrong. That's what that was.
Yeah. But yeah, be sure to follow us on Twitter, at Immortals PCast, at 97Bush, at Jamie Bellamy, at WrestleNews, Maxzilla51, or whatever his name is, Andy.
Jamie Mac, when are you coming back?
Oh, yeah. But yeah, be sure we'll be back next week with an all-new episode 41 next week. Be sure to check that out. You can follow us on Facebook as well. I want to say thank you again to WrestleNews for hosting us. We appreciate you guys. We love our partnership. But yeah, that's about it.
Good times.
All right.
I'm looking forward to next week's episode of this show and of Raw, despite my anger over not seeing or paying for Battleground.
If you want, I could get it for you.
That's okay.
Okay.
I don't need to see it retroactively.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's it for you guys. All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.